if we begin to support each other in this manner, healing, it'll be a medium to heal or release or transform or evolve from, evolve some of these issues that ain't nobody talking about.
Yeah.
Because what? Pride will get you a death sentence.
But I mean, there's such an effort from, I don't know if it's, from, we'll call it big business or big media, but there's so many outside forces that have everyday people who are just trying to survive, just trying to put food on the table, trying to shelter, the basics, food, shelter, and water, that kind of stuff. They have you so distracted, so what, as they say, in your feelings, right? That you can't work on yourself. That's why you have to be conscious and make that and strive to, because for some people it's like they can do it like that. Some people that they have to work on it and make that switch, make that connection, just change that mindset. A lot of it is up here.
Press on. Wrote a whole book about it. Okay, look, press on. Yeah, because your switch is off. It's autopilot in the mug, and it don't have to be. It don't have to be. That consciousness brings the ability and the awareness to make a better choice, because big pharma, big media, and big everybody else that's out there that's waving their color flags. I don't mean gay. I'm just talking about flag, just waving all kinds of distractions. You know how when you watch the movies on the future and you see billboards like everywhere with all these ads and stuff like that? Okay, well, yeah, something like that is the picture I'm trying to paint. But when you're consciously aware, you have that choice to be like, I don't want to look at that. You're aware of the choice that you make, so you could just easily not, I'm not gonna say easily, but anyway, you could just make the choice to not fall into that.
Yeah, it's like deprogramming yourself.
Exactly. What's up, everybody? Y'all already know who this is. Yeah. Yes, that's my dog, Aquila, a host of the Conversation Piece podcast, and my very first friend ever. Ain't that something? Like, 38?
Yeah, you always giving away our age. Always.
True. Okay.
I mean, even though we look good, black don't crack and all that.
A lot of people say it though. I just thank you so much for coming through and just chilling with me today. What are you working
on? Let me see. I'm working on season 3, launching season 3 of the Conversation Piece podcast. My very first episode is actually the conversation that you and I had not too long ago about relationships and friendships, but we touched on a variety of topics. It's been fun editing it. It's just hearing it play back. It's funny, but I've actually made like 5 trailers from it already.
What?
Like teasers. Yeah, I'll hear something like, oh, that's too good, and so, but yeah, I'm just having too much fun right now. But this season, I'm tackling subjects that are they're not, well, yeah, I'll just say it, they're taboo or they're not talked about enough, but is the issues that I'm addressing, they're still prevalent in society. They're so prevalent to the point where it's still affecting people's lives, and the fact that we're not saying anything about it troubles me. In order to, they say sunlight is the best disinfectant. So if you see something,
I haven't heard that. I like that. I have not heard that.
You never heard sunlight is the best disinfectant?
I like that.
As philosophical as you are, you never heard
that? Never. Well, knowledge is infinite.
Yeah. Talk about addiction.
I cannot hear that. I can't wait to
It
hear
was
these
it was
stories.
powerful. It was
I can
so
only
powerful.
come on addiction,
Yeah.
overcoming addiction.
And the way that she did it is like, I mean, it's I guess you would say it's non-conventional, but it's conventional if you have a certain mindset. Because basically she used faith, prayer. No drugs, no giving a placebo or something to wean them off of, their withdrawal. It was faith. It was literally faith and trust in God. And
That
she,
is
I mean, and
that story. It's time that has to be told, because some people say pray, but do they really? They say what
right.
they say and do two different things. You know what I mean? And it's a lack of understanding in so many different areas and what you really do. You know what I'm saying? People talk about it like, oh, you I don't know, addicted or lost your job or whatever the case may be, you going through a hard patch, a hard time, people be like, pray about it, and it's so many people that don't really truly pray about it and believe in that type of things, and nothing happens. And that situation or that circumstance get deeper and deeper and deeper the wrong way. And so it's a cliche behind that to be like, oh, they just told me to pray about it. It's almost it's truly lost its power, so to speak, from the mass.
Not only that, but sometimes the person that's telling you to pray needs to pray themselves.
Exactly. We all need to pray. Yeah,
I'm saying, like, some people are like, you telling me to pray, but I see you doing X, Y, and Z, like, but
yeah. But that's real though. But for her to feel just within herself, for you to allow that, for her to share how she did it, and it is through prayer, and she is free. You understand what I'm saying? That's a big statement, because that's directly showing somebody that I can do it too.
Even in her behavior, like she did a 180. She's a completely different person. Right. It's like, wow. She and my brother, they both went through their, they've been through the abyss.
And that's a story that everybody, either it's the person, or it's a family member, or it's a friend, or a coworker. Everybody knows somebody addicted to something. But seriously, anyway, they show you what it looked like, but don't necessarily glorify how to become free, from it. So thank you for allowing her, and I can't wait to hear it, for opening up that platform. Girl, I can't wait to hear you this season, girl.
Well, I have something I want to share with you. A Black woman salute. I mean, can I read a couple of paragraphs? It's just something I came up with the other day. It's just
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Ready?
Yes.
Okay. In 1962, Malcolm X spoke these words: "The most disrespected person in America is the Black woman. The most unprotected person in America is the Black woman. The most neglected person in America is the Black woman." Why am I mentioning this? Because for the past few weeks, people, including and especially Black people, have been going in on Sha'Carri Richardson, Simone Biles, Naomi Osaka, and Megan Thee Stallion. Justifiably or not, and all three are going through trials and tribulations, just like everyone else. But the vitriol spewed on social media at Black women in general is disgusting. What am I trying to say? As Black women, we come with baggage, but we must hold a lot of cargo also. If Black women are not raising families, often by themselves, we still must exist in a world that doesn't show us love and appreciation often. And turns out will kill you just as quickly as it does our brothers and sisters. Breonna Taylor, Sandra Bland, Tatiana Jefferson, etc. The list is unfortunately too long. Black women are out here in the streets, not only fighting against police brutality, but trying to save democracy itself. Hello, people. Republicans are out here trying to take away your vote. So, when a sister says she is tired and needs a break, How about we give her one? Because if no one is going to take care of us, we need to take care of ourselves first and foremost. So, sisters, put those capes away for a minute and go chill. Because trust me, the world will be calling on you again soon.
You say, that we are survivors, and they have that we all have that in common. And that is the conversion right there. What how would you tell someone, if you could, how to convert being a victim into becoming a survivor?
Oh, wow.
And I'm asking myself that too, because that's what I was just thinking. I was like, that's the conversion part right there, because all of these women you named, and all of these women throughout the century, you know what I'm saying? All of these women right now, all of and the sad part, it's women, period. But we're speaking from our perspective of Black women. You know what I'm saying? That's the only perspective I know. That's it. That's all I know. It engulfed my entire existence. So, but I'm not so tunnel vision that I don't understand that women in general have been through some things and still going through some things. Speaking from this perspective, every last one of these women are like victimized or have been sexually, physically, just mentally, psychologically,
Emotionally,
emotionally,
yeah.
every last one of them. And and we know something about that, along with the women that's watching us right now.
Oh, I know, like if you dwell on a thought too much, or if you dwell on something for too long, it's almost as if that mind body connection, like the body will follow what the mind dwells on.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to stay stuck in the past, that's where you're going to be. Your mind and your body and your spirit too, if we're going to be honest. So you know how we just got we watched not too long ago Antebellum, and what was the
The
phrase?
review's coming. The
And
past
not
is
really
not dead. Mm-hmm.
right. So no one's saying forget what you went through. No one's saying that. You have to come to a point where you make your peace with it, you forgive, and you push through. But you can't stay stuck in it. You can't stay stuck where you once were. That's just in any situation. If you want to progress, you always have to uh push through and up, keep pushing through and up. But there's a spirit, mind, and body connection that I think most people most people are there. Some people are trying to get there, and some people they don't have that awareness at all. And so I was lucky that I had my family. uh I think also I with my situation, I had to there was a closure to the sense because I had to go to court and testify against him, and he was sentenced. So there was closure there. Well, I thought it was closure until I got that victim letter, right? Um, and then my mom, she temporarily went back to that place because she was like, oh, that's the guy that came into our house. She's like, well, what does the letter say? And I told her, oh, it says that he needs to be let out for a procedure or something. But like I said, because of HIPAA law, they didn't say what it was. Right. But not too long after that, I got another letter saying that he had passed away. So, and I think I either shredded the letter or I burned it, right? So for me, at that time, that was also closure. And then my mom, not too long ago, she gave me a folder, it's a blue folder, and I opened it, and it had the deposition, all the news clippings, but she saved everything from that time, right? So here I am thinking I had closure. In a sense I did, but uh if I want to go back to that place, only thing I have to do is go into my bedroom and open up that folder. But I had already made a decision. Like, I'm not a victim. I'm a survivor. I'm not, because I'm not in this by myself. There are millions of women around the world who are going through something similar to what I went through or worse.
Yeah.
Right, right as we're talking, someone is being
Right now.
abused right now.
Right now.
So I think there's a mind body spirit connections you have to acknowledge, but you have to find a way to push through and don't stay stuck in the past. You can, like I said, you can remember, but don't stay stuck in that. Don't
That's,
stay
you
stuck in that.
know, I too am a survivor of sexual assault. Um, it took me a very long time to even realize where I was standing. You know what I'm saying? On the inside. It took me a long time. I had to truly, that's why I go so hard. I go so hard teaching and inspiring people and talking about conscious living, like literally living in the present. Because that, along with, well, with that, I was awake enough to see what really mattered. You know what I'm saying? And
Actually, ironically, that is the definition of being woke. People are all woke. Are you conscious though? That to me, to be woke is to be conscious.
it is.
To be conscious and present.
And in that consciousness, that you cannot leave off your spirit self. You just can't.
Right.
I mean, that's
Right.
like, that's the beginning. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's like the beginning. And so many times, like it's left off a lot, you know. Mind, body, spiritual connection. And that connection is everything. It truly saved my life. And it truly helped me realize where I was standing in things, you know, what was really staining my shoes. You know, I'm walking around with, I keep buying shoes, but they keep all this red ink on them. Where is all this coming from? You know what I'm saying? And so it allowed me to realize things about myself and remember, you know, because through the years, mine, no one knew. Well, very, very, very few people knew. There's multiple things, you know what I'm saying, that very, very, very few people knew. So all I knew was to push. Okay, this happened, I'm gonna eat it because it's mine. It happened to me, and I'm gonna push it down into my body, and I'm gonna keep going the best I can. But I think I'm at full strength, but girl, I'm barely making it. You understand what I'm saying? And it took a toll for me to truly get hurt. It wasn't until I felt like God just said, okay, enough, child. And my life literally just, and I'm like, where I'm at. Yeah, where I'm at.
Yeah.
You know, like, ooh, child, where my body was and where my mind was, two different places. And see, we had a mixed match. We messed up already. You know, so I really had to take the time to get to know, get to really understand how God has been protecting me my entire life, and to realize that what happened to you, girl, that's not you. You just ran into some people that couldn't help themselves. You know what I'm saying? On so many levels, because just like Black women are, you know, just disrespected on a grand scale, Black men are too.
I think it's more disrespected. Black men or black men or black women.
That's interesting because I don't really think we could compare. I really don't.
I mean, it is apples and oranges, but is it? Because from what I observe, when because a lot of the women that I mentioned, a lot of these for instance, Michael Che, he's a black guy, but he's going in on a black woman. You know, like sometimes I'll notice that black men chime in, black women sometimes more than anybody else. It's like, but but sometimes they always like, well, where's our support? We are always supporting black men. All 9 times out of 10, we're supporting black men. You know, but it's like,
Yeah.
especially when they're gunned down in the street, right? But if something happens to a sister, it's like sometimes it's like, well, that, you know what I mean?
And you know what?
That's
Really case in point, because the same black men that's not really responding well in support of the black woman is probably a product of what's been done to black men. Like, that's them subliminally saying that they don't know how to support, because they can't even support themselves or having a hard time.
But this is the thing, though. I understand that aspect of it, because because of generalization trauma and slavery, all that stuff. I understand all that, but it's like we went through that too.
Right.
But and I understand sometimes they're specifically targeted, by the power structure, we'll call it white supremacy. I understand that, but we are too. I feel sometimes some black men, because I don't do a brush, I feel some black men, they want that proximity to power, to, they want that, not to be a white man, but I mean, but they want that proximity to power. So if that means sometimes they got to sell you out, hey,
that's human nature. That it really is. I mean, you probably nailed it on the tee for a lot of people, and then on many different avenues. Yeah, the proximity to power and the wannabe. I just remember.
oh god.
I just remember growing up, not to take, I'm with you, but just to case in point on what you just said. I remember growing up and I love dolls. I used to love dolls. I do baby doll hair. I love to play with baby dolls. All of them were white. All of them were white. That's all I was ever shown. I mean,
well, back then too, we didn't have a lot of black dolls.
Exactly.
It was slowly introduced.
Right. That's my point. In that though, a lot of women, black women developed that fed into that whole breakdown of the whole image thing for a lot of people. And a lot of black women fell into that wanting, getting depressed because they hair ain't blonde and long and straight and their eyes aren't blue and this, that, and the third. Same thing. It may not happen via dolls. Maybe it was G.I. Joe. I don't know. But the same thing, for men too. I think it's gonna take women, black, I'm talking about, that's the only experience I know. That's how, you can't speak for nobody else. I'm talking about me and what I'm talking about. But black women, black men, we have got to lay down our burdens and look at them and sort them out together and be there for one another. We have to decide how long we're going to run. We have to decide how long this journey, the journey of choice, the journey of ignorance, the journey of not knowing. You know what I'm saying? The journey of not knowing. How long would this happen? Because now you just running now. You just skipping down the road now. Because right now a choice can be made. You know what? I want to learn better. I want to understand what you go through. Where is the empathy? Where is the compassion? Where is the humility that's in every last one of us? I don't really.
You have to have some of those qualities within yourself first.
You do.
Because me and you are so eye to eye on this. Work on yourself first.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, because if you walk in, because you're big on authenticity. So if you work on yourself first, you find your voice, you find your purpose, but make that connection. I'm not saying that Yeah. I'm not talking about religion because some people have a problem with religion, but that spiritual connection, that because there is something higher than you, bigger than you.
That's interesting because we are awakened. Where we at?
How we push the culture forward. But the beautiful thing about Black people, we find a way. We always find a way. That is, I know, is that something within us. I don't know if that's from God. I don't know what it is. We find a way.
From slavery, how that was a byproduct.
Probably. But
I love.
It was, but Cece, it was before that though. Even our ancestors in Africa, on the continent. You know what I mean? So we're so unique in the fact that we have our tentacles in everything, you know, but they don't give us credit for it. You know, they try to, you know, whitewash it away, but we have our thumbprint on so much culture, period.
Yeah.
And I just think it's who we're so creative, and I'm not saying that other people aren't, but I mean, let's be real, we're very creative. Yeah. And I think it's because we historically we've had to learn how to make something from nothing.
Yeah.
So that just starts a creative mind. You know what I'm saying? It's like you see something. It's so right. So I think I don't think the question is what do we have to do to push it forward? Hell, girl, we just gotta just keep on living. It's gonna push forward regardless. Yeah. It's just that people come along and steal it, take away from it, try to take the Blackness out of it. But we have to, I want us to get to the point where it's like, you know what? No, we're striking. We're gonna make our own, you know, for like the FUBU, for us, by us. I'm not on the separatist stuff, but what I'm saying is I want to see more the way that we patronize or patronize, I don't know the word, the way that we support Gucci or a Fendi or whoever, right? I want to see you support Black woman over there, Black man over there, little Black boy over there, little Black girl over there. I want that. Yeah. Everyone else does it, and they're not afraid to do it. How about, do we see the value within ourselves as a people, as a culture, as you're saying?
That's a part of pushing. That's a part of pushing it forward. You're right. Seeing the value in yourself. You know, waking up. Pretty much everything that we talked about today. Doing it, realizing ourselves will push the culture forward. As long as we walking straight. If we're walking forward, the culture, we will push it forward, if that makes sense. But if we walking backwards and to the side, it look like mass confusion. For those that's been on the drill team before, there's a step called mass confusion. And even though it's organized, it's people going everywhere. Then where we going? And you know what I mean? Where we're going? We just gonna walk around in this circle pretty much and come back to the middle real orderly and cute. That's what's up. Thank you for sharing, girl. Y'all, please look out. Go check out the Conversation of Peace podcast. Look out, season 3. You gave us the backdrop of 3 shows, and they all sound dope. And I know the stories are only gonna get better and better and better, and just as far as enlightening. I know I'm gonna get some from it. So, girl, I'm there. Any last words?
Love yourself first and foremost, because how can you love somebody else if you don't love yourself?
All right. That part. Yes. And thank you. Thank you so much for sharing your insight with us today. And we out of here. Peace.